my friends, this is Jonathan again, and welcome back to the next edition of our MLM Top Producer Mastermind course here. And this one, guys, I'm basically just going to show you the technicalities of setting up the everything you need to set up with a pay-per-click search engine. So that just means going through and creating your keywords and your ads and your campaigns. And I'm going to talk to you about some important things when it comes to ad, just some important things I've monitored about Google pay-per-click and for this particular strategy that we are going with. So I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. In the event that you don't know or you haven't set up a PPC before, I'm just going to walk you through the whole thing. So standard edition, you always want to go with standard edition. This starter edition is just junk. Don't go with that. Go with the standard edition and you'll get the full range of functionality. Target customers by language. You want to pick English, where your customers are located, United States, if that's where they are located. You know, choose whatever one is best effective to you, and they're going to ask you to create your ad right then and there. So you're going to need to create your first ad, and you want it to be pretty good. Now, here's where you get to do some thinking. So I've been in a few different companies. Obviously, I have the main one that I promote right now, but basically you want to be creative. So let's say your business is Zuma. Join Zuma intelligently. I don't know if I like that too much. I have used that in the past and it did convert all right, but you want to think about what is the mindset, what is the mind frame of the visitor who's typing in your keywords, because you want to try to have the keywords in the actual title, or in the least you want the keywords in the description, because that's going to stick out in bold to the actual visitor. Google has this thing where basically what they do is they will bold the keyword that a person types in. So let's say somebody goes here and types in reverse funnel system onto the web. See right here, reverse funnel is bolded. Don't join reverse funnel revealed, reverse funnel system, it's bolded. So that really sticks out to the person who is looking for it. So you definitely want to get your keyword into your ad because it's going to increase your click-through rates. Bottom line is the bold attracts more attention, and if you have a good ad, it'll increase your click-through rate a lot, which just means the number of people who click through to your website through your ad. So your headline might be something like, you know, this one works pretty good. Don't join Farminex. You see a lot of people doing this. Whatever your company is, don't join Farminex. Whatever, you know, until you read this special report. You know, must know information revealed inside, or something like that. Okay, so that one particular ad I see being used a pretty lot, and it's a good ad. It really targets people as to who. I really would target somebody who is looking for information about that company, and they see don't join this company. They're going to say why. And then if they say, you know, you must get this special report, you know, you don't want to get scammed or something like that, they're going to click through. So that's a really good ad. And you want, in Google AdWords, you know, the affiliate marketers have been saying it for a long time, they take other people's ads, and you can take other people's ads too, and use them and tweak them however way you want to make them good. You know, sometimes I don't really like to do that a little. I mean, I would, but I just don't like to. Like you can see, we create our own ad here. Ty Coughlin left this off his reverse funnel sales page. You need to know this information, and it's, you know, working real well. But as you can see on the rest of this page, there's don't join reverse funnel until you see this report. Don't get scammed because ... Don't join reverse funnel until you see this video report. 2 people being scammed because. So, you know, people are using this ad pretty successfully, and I'd say these are the 2 other ads that are probably the most successful on this page. I see them very consistently. This guy right here is pretty consistent too. Reverse funnel mentorship, get training and support you need. Top income earner mentors one-on-one. I don't know if I would go with that, because like if you click on this guy's stuff here, What does this read to you? Call me live, Rob Franta, personal cell, toll free. Join a top income earner. I'm looking for 10 people a person mentor. You will learn everything you need to succeed. So yeah, this is going to definitely talk to some people, but it also looks pretty commercial to me. I mean, I know this guy's probably doing pretty decent because, he's just got his phone number everywhere. And he does say, here's what you will get, and he plugs the personal training thing and a lot of the different stuff, and he's kind of got his only 10 people, so, he's got a little scarcity tactic in there, and he's got information up here. So his page, I'm sure converts. If it didn't convert, he would not be up here. So I'm sure that he's getting, something out of it, but I wouldn't necessarily do this because for me, if somebody gets to a page like this, he's not getting opt-ins off this page. I would hardly doubt that he gets many opt-ins right here. So he's not building his list, and basically if somebody clicks through and then leaves, they're gone, and they're gone for good. And he's basically banking on the fact that somebody's going to call him, and he's going to be able to close them on the phone. So this is not how I would advise doing your marketing when it comes to the page. Although he must be doing semi-decent, because I've seen him on the engines for a while. And here's the thing about pay-per-click is, if you want to know who's successful in pay-per-click, then right now write down every ad on the page and go back and check in 3 weeks and see which one of them are still there, because the people that aren't successful cannot continue to lose money forever, but the people who are successful will keep their positions there for a long time. So I see a lot of people rotating in and out of the reverse funnel system keywords here, but I don't see too many staying. And you'll be able to observe the same thing on your links, so you want to do that. So whatever your company is, like, we'll go back here real quick, and I'll enter one of my old companies here. And basically the only one who I've seen, I haven't been monitoring them, but like, let's say you wanted to monitor Farminex exposed, what you must know about Farminex before getting started. This is the 7 Great Lies thing, and obviously the ANSIG is all over Farminex, the Farminex warning, and that must be pretty successful because she's been up there for a long time. These two I have not seen before, but I'm not gonna. I actually know this guy. He's a member of the Warrior Forum. The Rich Dad Forum. But basically, you want to look up here, and you want to see who's here this week, and who's here next month, and that's going to tell you the profitable ads. Now, I don't see a single Farminex rep right now that is actually using my tactics. Well, this one kind of looks kind of similar, but this is probably promoting an info product. And this is way too long. I would never make people read this much information before I send them my report, but that is what this person's doing anyway. So this guy's kind of doing something along the lines. He targeted the Farminex Insider Report. So this is really, though, this is for some sort of info product. If we went through this, something they're back end selling people in Farminex. That's not an actual Farminex distributor. So as you can see, there's not a single Farminex distributor up here that is actually using these methods to sign up people in Farminex. So what about all those people who are researching Farminex and interested in Farminex and come back to the search engines to find out more information on Farminex? This is not going to speak to them. They're not in a network marketing company already, and either is this. The burning your names list. They're thinking, what names list? I haven't gotten started doing any of that stuff left. So there's a whole percentage of people that aren't even being touched here that could be with just this particular company. So you want to keep in mind, you know, who's on the side. You want to look and see who's successful. You always want to know who your competition is and who you have to compete against, and then boom, you want to create your ad. So that one ad that I showed you here, the don't join XYZ company, that's a good ad. You can always go with that. It's going to pull, and it really falls in line with the type of page that I gave you with the insider report. The whole insider report deal would go really well with that ad. You're going to have pretty high click-through rates. If you want to use another ad, you could use anything. You could use, you know, like for instance, we could call it, you know, Farminex, Farminex Insider Secrets, you know, must know information to anyone looking at the Farminex opportunity or business. You could use here Farminex Insider Secrets, must know information, anyone looking at the Farminex business. That's pretty good. Or I would even make it better. You need to know this info now if you're looking at Farminex. Farminex Insider Secrets. You need to know this info now if you're looking at Farminex. The URL could be www.farminexinsiderreport.com or something like that. That's going to be pretty darn targeted. And then if you go there, it'd be different. But something like this is going to be pretty darn targeted when it comes to, you know, really focusing on the visitor that is looking at Farminex and wanting to sign up with Farminex. And plus, other Farminex reps are going to click this anyway. So Farminex Insider Secrets, you need to know this info now if you're looking at Farminex. You know, somebody who's looking at Farminex is probably going to click that ad. And then they're going to get, you know, discover the cold hard truth about creating a full-time income with Farminex that most people aren't telling. And you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to have a pretty decent amount of opt-ins, you know, because that's all super targeted to the traffic that you're going after here. So now I would also use some sort of URL that has the domain in it. I mean, has your keywords in it. So, you know, Farminex Masterminds, Farminex Insider Report, whatever your company is, you want to use a similar URL domain to go with it. Now, I don't have this domain or anything, so Google's not going to let me go through. So I'm going to have to put just an example, some sort of domain I have. So I'll just put this one up here. I don't know if it'll let me continue. It might make me change the display URL. Nope, it let me continue. So then you're going to need to select your keywords for this ad. Now, to do this, I have a huge list of keywords that I actually gave you guys in the course. Everyone kind of has different companies, right? So everyone's companies might have all sorts of different things, and this is where you need to know a little bit about your company. If it's a health company, then obviously there's going to be more keywords that are different than the ones that I gave them, the ones that I might use for a travel company or something like that. Truthfully, the main keywords that you want to be using, the main ones, are pretty much just your company name scam, your company name reviews. Everything else, really, your ad should show up in, especially if it's a broad search. Or, everything else is really just very minuscule. The amount of searches that they get are pretty minuscule. Excuse me, I had a burp there. But the main keywords that you want to be going with are your company name, your company review, and I don't know. I don't think I can log into my other AdWords account at the moment and get my keywords because it will log us out of this one, and then that will mess up the whole thing. So I'm going to show you one other thing. Like, let's say this is Farminex. You might want to do a few misspellings. People always misspell stuff. Farminex reviews. So let's say you've got your keyword list, something like this here. I'm going to show you a pretty cool little tool I use. It's called an AdWords wrapper. You can get it at this place right here, mikesmarketingtools.com AdWords wrapper, which you can see the URL right up there. I'm going to write that down or something like that. But the AdWords wrapper is actually really cool because you can come over here, and right now these are all broad keywords. So, what that means is in Google AdWords, you only have 3 kinds of keywords. You've got broad, phrase match, and exact match. So if I put these keywords in, if anybody types in anything that has to do with Pharmanex, technically my ad is supposed to show up. If any of these keywords are anywhere within the phrase that they enter or whatever they enter. So it's less targeted, because let's say somebody types in, I hate Pharmanex. This ad would show up, and obviously that person is not the greatest targeted visitor. If we want to recruit somebody into Pharmanex and they're typing in Pharmanex is the biggest piece of crap or something like that, and that's just to give you an idea. Not probably anyone's ever going to type that in, but that's kind of how it works. So this is really important to know. When you do get into much different marketing where the keyword that somebody types in is absolutely crucial to what phase in the buying cycle they're at. If somebody types in hamster information compared to I want to buy a hamster, they're at a totally different phase of the buying cycle. And really good marketers, are basically targeting people through keyword research and stuff like this at each phase of the buying cycle that they're at. So this is really a very powerful function that Google has built into their marketing platform. But what you can do with the AdWords wrapper is you can come over here, you can copy, and you can come down here and plug it in right here, all your keywords, you paste your keywords there, and you hit wrap AdWords, and boom, right here it gives you all the broad phrase and exact match keywords. So it puts the brackets around them and the quotations around them. It just saves you a bunch of time. And then you come back here, you hit copy, you hit paste, and now I've got all those keywords except I've got them in broad, phrase, and exact match. So that's really cool. And the other cool things you can do with the ad wrappers is you can change it all to lowercase, you can remove bids, you can remove URLs. So like let's say you were doing a lot of PPC marketing and you took a keyword list that had a lot of bids already on it, and if you've ever seen that before, it would look like this. Like that would be a bid, this would be a bid, and if this one was 50 cents, it would be like this. And those are tough to use in other areas, so you can take the keywords and go over here to the AdWords wrapper and you can remove the bids. So this is just a really great tool to have if you're doing anything with AdWords. And then you click continue. And now it's going to ask you to set your daily budget. So you always want to set your daily budget pretty high. You're never really going to use it, but if you set your daily budget low, then Google just basically Google will potentially not show your ad as much, which you don't want. You want Google to definitely be showing your ad, but let's say you set your budget for $5 a day or $10 a day. Google naturally has some algorithms built in where they're not going to show your ad very much, because they're going to try to make sure that they don't put it over that little limit. So that can actually hurt you, and most of the time there's no way you're going to spend $100 a day, especially if you're bidding on your company's keywords. Your company just probably doesn't get that many searches, and even if it gets a pretty decent amount of searches, you can always monitor everything you're doing anyway and watch everything and know for a fact how much you're spending a day. So you always want to put that higher so Google actually shows your ad. Now the default cost per click bid, CPC bid, this is the max that you're willing to pay when someone clicks on your bid in the search engines. And what that means is right here, this is a search engine ad. Okay, this is what we call a search network ad. Down here, I should be able to find. Now I'm not sure if these people run AdSense ads, which it does not look like they do. So there's no AdSense ads on these pages right here. but I want to show you an example of, an AdSense ad. Like this is an AdSense ad right here. So Pharmanex warning, Ansieg has her ad right up there for Pharmanex, and the rest of this stuff. So does that Pharmanex expose. Like these are AdSense ads. So when they're talking about cost per click regular bids, they're talking about the bids on the side of the page. The content network bid, this is what they call content network ads. These are ads that show up on other sites that have content and display ads. So that's a content ad, and we generally bid much cheaper prices for these ads than we will for an ad like this, because this is way more targeted. Although there's a lot of different strategies you can use to make content ads really targeted, generally these are way more targeted. So the max that we're going to bid to start, I bet you we could get on that first page for 65 cents. And you're going to want to see this content bid. I wouldn't bid more than 20. And then you can view the traffic estimator and see what it estimates. But generally, it's rather untargeted. So they're estimating only 7 to 10 clicks a day, which is possible or not possible. I've seen their little traffic estimator thing here and be pretty untargeted in the past. So they're saying we're not going to spend much more than 33 to 54 cents a click if we bid 65 cents. So that seems right, but you really just have to see. You can't really trust this information that much. I've just done that in the past, and it's been totally inaccurate. So then you continue through, and it's going to show you the final list of everything. It's going to show you your ads, Pharmanex Insider Secrets. You need to know this info now if you're looking at Pharmanex. All the keywords you're bidding on, your max cost per clicks. Send me personal ideas for improving my ad performance. Sure, you can do that. Send me AdWords newsletters. Sure, you can do that too. How did you hear about us? Select one. Tip from a friend or colleague. And then continue to sign up. So now you've got your campaign. Which best describes you? So basically, from here on out, you're gonna I forget. I know I have a Google Gmail account somewhere, which I can't remember at all at the moment. I've got so many emails, it's just ridiculous. Let's continue through. So let's say I was going to do the other one. Continue to sign up. And not use these other. Create a new Google account with use for AdWords. So then you would use something like, and you would go with your password. Fill it in down here. I agree. Please re-enter your desired password. That's wonderful. And create the account. Let me in. Congratulations, you've successfully created your account. Login email. So yeah, so basically, once you verify your account after this, they'll send you an email. You plug it in and you submit your billing information, which is basically how Google will bill you. Then you're pretty much ready to go. So at this point, I would need to go check and once I log into my account, and everything would be there waiting for me. So rather than do that and have to go through that whole process and submit billing information and all that sort of stuff, what we're going to do is we'll just go back to AdWords here. And I'll just go through one of the accounts I already have. One of my main accounts here. And I'll show you what it would look like on the inside. Now, you're gonna have your ad, the whole thing that you created is gonna be waiting for you, and it would read as this, campaign name, and the different ad group that you've got going. So right now, this is the specific ad group we have going, just for the reverse funnel system keywords on Google pay-per-click. So you would open it up, and this would basically be what you see. There's only one thing I want to really do with you guys here, and that's show you how to create more ads so you can rotate your ads. But this is basically what you see. So it tells you, what you're bidding, what your max bid is, what your click-through rates are. Like, as you can see, our click-through rate is 7.32% today, which is an incredibly high click-through rate, guys. That's really good, which is saying that the community really likes our ad. We're getting incredibly good click-through rates on these particular keywords. It's showing you the keywords that are getting you the most impressions and the clicks from those impressions and where it's all come from. So you get a lot of really good data here. Ty Coffin reverse funnel system. We're getting a 33% click-through rate on that puppy today. So that's obviously a really targeted keyword, and our ad is being pretty well received by the community. So you can get a lot of data here, and you guys can add keywords anytime you want. You just go to quick add or to the keyword tool, or edit keyword settings, or edit keywords. You can add keywords, take out keywords. You can change your cost per click, and I do recommend that. You want to, let's say, look at if reverse funnel system is one of your real competitive keywords, and you know what, you might need to bid 80 cents to get a really good search engine placement. But let's say reverse funnel scam, you're getting your keyword that shows up on position 3.3 all the time, and it's costing you 68 cents a click. You might be able to lower this to 60 cents a click and show up at position 6. So you got to play around with that. You got to find what's profitable for you, where you're getting your best click-through rates, and bang for the buck, because not all the time is it worth it to be right here, basically. You don't always want to be right here. Sometimes these ads down here get really high click-through rates. Other times these ones right here. So being number one in the cost of getting there is not always that's not always the best way to be. You want to test that. You want to play with it. So you want to find where you want to play with the keywords and play with your ads and play with your prices that you're bidding for each keyword, and look at the data. Look how it's converting, look at your impressions, and monitor where you're getting your best click-through rates. Now, another thing you can do to really rotate your ad variation here is you can create an ad variation. So what that means is you can have multiple ads. So let's say I wanted to split test all these different ads. So this is another ad these are the different ads that are split testing right now. It's mainly only serving this one, and this one's getting a 71 cent cost per click, 1.72% click-through rate. So that's a good ad. This would be the ad that we're trying to beat here. This one is not split testing much, and that might be because I have a different setting set. I have to go check my campaign settings. But if I've got it heavily put on showing the ad that's more successful, which I might have, then that would explain why this one is being shown so much. But let's say we wanted to add another ad. We come down here. Pretty good ad. Save that. So now we've got these three things, and this one, I'm pretty sure I just want to delete this one because I don't really like it to begin with. So I'd like to split test these two. Is Ty Coffin for real? There's a lot of things reverse funnel page is not telling. So just to do that, to make sure that, so now we've got that in there as an ad rotation, so it should be split testing. And I'm going to go back here to campaign settings and make sure see, I have it on ad serving, show better performing ads more often. If you want to split test, and you go down here and you click rotate, show ads more evenly. And when you save that, now it's going to start showing my ads more evenly. So I'm gonna get a good solid split test on how my campaign is performing right here. It's going to tell me which of these ads, on a more basis, it's going to start showing those more evenly. It's going to tell me which one is the better ad based on impressions, based on everything else. And I'm going to be able to find, what is more effective. And the general strategy that you want to do with that is you want to continue to split test, split test, split test, split test. So as soon as you find an ad that performs better than another one, like right now I've got my control. The Ty Coughlin left this off. His reverse funnel sale page is my control. I've seen that on average, and let's say you can change the range here. So I want to go from, let's say, February 14th to March 2nd. On average, I've got 970 clicks here. Cost me $392, and the cost has been $784 for those 970 clicks. And my average click-through rate was 2.16%. My average click-through rate in the search, though, because the content network is screwing it up right now. The content network, I've had 33,000 impressions, 48 clicks, which actually isn't bad. My cost per click, my click-through rate is actually 0.14, which for the content network is really good, actually. A lot of times it's like 0.02 and crap. And my cost has been $9.46 for those 48 clicks, so that's pretty cheap. Where it's not giving me the cost per click, not giving me the cost per click. But if you looked at my search ads, I've had 938 clicks from the search network, a 7.01% click-through rate. So this ad is basically getting a 7% click-through rate on the search networks. So that's really darn good. And this data right here is just kind of basically really scarring the true click-through rate. So that's why you got to look at that carefully. And this is going to be able to tell me, over the course of the next 2 weeks, when I let these split test, which of these ads is performing better. And the really cool thing about Google is, if you've got your analytics set up, like for instance, when you go to this page right here, we've got our analytic code set up on the back end. So that little piece of code, and I'll show you how to get that. So you go here to analytics, and you would basically add website profile. So we added this website profile, which is Reverse Funnel Masterminds, and it's a super simple thing. And then it gives you this little piece of code right here, and you take this little piece of code and you give it to your designer, or you put it in yourself on this page, and on any page that you want to track, so the back end page too. So our whole funnel, we've got that code on, and now we've got Google Analytics all over our page. So you can get that code as soon as you add a profile, or you can get it right through edit a profile. It says receiving data, check status, and it'll give you the code there. So we went down here and we set up a funnel, an opt-in, because we wanted to see, and we basically wanted to be able to track our opt-ins. So we set up a goal, and to set up a goal, it's real simple. You give them the goal URL, which in this case is what we wanted our, once people see the Masterminds page, we know that they've opted in. So we know that the only way they see the Masterminds page is if they've opted in. So the goal name is an opt-in, and then we defined the funnel. So in order for that to be counted as an opt-in, first they need to come to reversefunnelmasterminds.com. And once they come to reversefunnelmasterminds.com, the next step they have to hit is reversefunnelmasterminds.com/masterminds.html, and that defines the opt-in. And then we save those changes, and boom, we have our opt-in. Now Google is tracking everything. So if we go to view reports, right here, we can come up and we can see, just in a real quick overview, how many visitors we've gotten, where they've come from, where they've gone through. Our proof page, our main page, gotten 2,095 visitors in just the last, actually that's from January 31st to March 1st. You can look at your goals. We've had 386 opt-ins for a total opt-in rate of 19.71%, which is our goal conversion rate, and that's pretty good. We're converting at about 20% on the page, so I mean that's a pretty darn good opt-in rate. Basically 1 out of every 5 people who hits that page is opting in. So we're building a pretty serious list here, and you can set that whole thing up all through your and Google gives you a lot of cool data. It'll show you how many people opted in and on which days and just all sorts of cool stuff. So Google gives you a lot of data. You want to get the analytic code and set up your analytics, and what that also means for you is you can see which ads actually produced the conversions too. So going through the whole Google Analytics thing, you can see which ads actually produced conversions, and that's really cool. Because then you can determine, not only which ad is pulling better on the front end, meaning click-through rate, which ad is getting you a better click-through rate, but which ad is actually going to produce the more conversions in the back end is too. So Google really allows you to do some super cool things. The main thing though, you guys clearly got from this little training already, was how to set up the ad, how you want to use the ad, examples of ads that you can use to really entice people. I've showed you, and once you get this set up, literally, here's our ad right here. Ty Coughlin left this off his reverse funnel sales page. You need to know this information. We're about number 5 right now, and we're pulling a 7% click-through rate, and it's completely autopilot, guys. We don't do a darn thing anymore. These leads just come in every single day, day after day after day after day, and if they don't call us, we call them and we close them. But this is a constant, steady profit stream for our business that you can set up right now to build your company. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This one tactic right here is going to have you building a serious downline. That's all there is to it. You're going to be building a downline consistently and for the rest of the time with just this one tactic. So I'm not playing around. You just got the goods, you got the tools, you got everything that you really need to know to go out and duplicate exactly the funnel and mastermind top producer strategy that I'm using right now, that I've really perfected in a way that I have not seen many other people perfect, and you've got it. So now you need to make use of it. You guys need to get your butt out there and take action on this knowledge and put this particular tactic to being a top producer mastermind into play immediately. I'm going to go and start creating the videos for the rest of this course, because like I said, this is just one tactic of being a top producer mastermind, and when you combine all this stuff together, you're going to blow your company out of the water. So go put this into action immediately. Go implement all that you just learned, and I'm going to see you guys real soon with some more information for you. So we'll talk to you in a bit.